Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about some NBA news. So we're going to get right into it here. And first thing I want to talk about is the Washington Wizards. They're the favorites to win the Tim Hardaway Jr. sweepstakes per at Bovada official. Washington Wizards at a plus 225, the Atlanta Hawks at a plus 240, the Detroit Pistons at a plus 325, the LA Lakers at a plus 700, the Portland Trailblazers at plus 700, the Brooklyn Nets at plus 700, and the Bucks at a plus 950. Wouldn't wish this on anyone, a Tim Hardaway Jr. sweepstakes. Talking about sweepstakes, the dude's a brick. He's like a brick brother. He used to be able to shoot well, but he can't. I guess he's like a defensive guy now. But whatever. I'm not going to go over Anthony Edwards being the favorite to lead Team USA in scoring. He's not going to be starting, so. Messi said Jordan's the greatest player of all time, whatever. Okay, let's get into the real NBA news here, ladies and gentlemen. The Golden State Warriors would only consider trading Jonathan Kuminga for an All-NBA player per at Mike A. Scotto. And quote, the Golden State Warriors have several upcoming items on the off-season agenda, including Klay Thompson's free agency, attempting to extend Jonathan Kuminga, and figure out whether to guarantee Kevon Looney's salary for the upcoming season. Kuminga will likely be a Warrior going forward unless he's needed in a trade package for an All-NBA player, Hoops Hype has learned. I mean, it's fair, because he's a really good he's a really good up-and-coming young player is what I'm trying to say. Don't know why I couldn't get that out. And you only trade him if you want to get an All-NBA type player. I mean, I think some teams will take their opportunity. I don't know where you trade him to. If you wanted to, if a team wanted to give you an All-NBA player, maybe the Jazz, maybe Lauri Markkanen, maybe Paul George. But he's developing nicely. So I think we'll keep him. Now the Portland Trailblazers, they could target Zach Edey at the number 7 overall pick per at Kevin O'Connor NBA. And quote, the Blazers have also worked out Purdue center Zach Edey earlier in the month, and people around the NBA believe that they are also extremely high on him, not just for the 14th pick, but for their first choice at number 7. The bottom line is that the Blazers seem to be looking to come away with a center to pair with Scoot Henderson and their other young pieces. Zach Edey replacing DeAndre Ayton? Yeah, there's no improvement. You'd say, ooh, 2-time National Player of the Year. Doesn't really mean much. Look at their players have won it. From the last, 9-10 years. Doug McDermott. He doesn't play a lot anymore. Frank Kaminsky's, I don't think he's in the NBA anymore. Buddy Hield and me, Frank Mason's not even in the NBA. Well, Obi Toppin's improved compared to his early seasons. Zion Williamson's good when he's healthy. Oscar Tshiebwe's in the G League. Luka Garza barely plays. Like, the NBA is just a much different game than college. And I just don't see Zach Edey being an improvement over DeAndre Ayton or even Robert Williams. I don't think Zach Edey is a top 7 player. But I really don't think it's going to happen. I really don't think a team views him that high. And this is Kevin O'Connor we're speaking about. But it says could target. It doesn't say they will target, but they could. The Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets could target Kevin Durant and Jimmy Butler per at Draft Express. The Rockets are clearly in win-now mode and would love to add star power to their roster with players such as Kevin Durant, Jimmy Butler, Mikal Bridges, and Brandon Ingram. Star power to your roster. I don't think I would put Mikal Bridges in star power. as well as role players including Brook Lopez and Marcus Smart being some of the other teams. Some that other teams say the Rockets could have interest in targeting, with some names more far-fetched than others. This would be wild. The Rockets in win now mode. I mean, it does sound weird, but they finished 41-41 despite being a pretty young team. And you can bring in a veteran player that can help you be even better. I don't see KD going to Houston. I really don't. I don't know. I just don't know if they'll end up with any of these guys, though. Do they want to go to Houston? Or Kevin Durant or Jimmy Butler? Do they want to go there? I think Jimmy Butler's going to stay with the Heat. I don't know about KD. Mikal Bridges sounds like the Nets, they want to keep him. So I don't know if any of those guys will go to Houston. Brandon Ingram maybe, most likely out of all those. So the starting bidding price for OG Anunoby, the original gangster, is now expected to be $35 million annually, per at Mike Scotto. When the Knicks first acquired Anunoby, the belief was that he'd land a deal in the $30 to $35 million a year range annually. League sources told Hoops Hype. Now, however, that value has gone up, starting at $35 million annually to his maximum starting salary for next season, sources said. I don't know, the Knicks probably remain the favorites to re-sign him, but no one wants to be a favorite to sign OG on a $40 million contract when he hasn't played over 70 games since his rookie year. He's a very underrated player. It's just, he's injury prone. And the Knicks, I don't know, maybe the Knicks will pay it. It would be worth it if he could stay healthy. But I just don't know if the Knicks want to pay him $40 million. Or another team. So, Bobby Portis and Pat Connaughton are available on the trade market, per at Mike Scotto. Rival executives have also come away with the sense that Bobby Portis and Pat Connaughton are available on the trade market. If Milwaukee can make a notable win now upgrade. Both players, however, have been mentioned as possible trade candidates in the past, and nothing has come of it. Yeah, they've been trade candidates in the past, and they never traded them. Portis finishes a 6th Man of the Year finals for the second straight year. Doc Rivers ain't messing around. You better not trade a bag of chips for Bobby Portis. Like, you have a guy that can come off the bench and score. Why would you trade Bobby Portis away? That wouldn't make sense. He's a very valuable player for him. Caleb Martin is expected to opt out of his contract with the Miami Heat and seek a bigger payday, per at Mike Scotto. Miami Heat swingman Caleb Martin is expected to decline his $7.13 million player option and enter unrestricted free agency for a bigger payday this summer, league sources told Hoops Hype. Martin has shot 37% during his 3 seasons with the Heat. As he departs free agency, Miami wise to replace his floor spacing. And it's good for him to get paid, but we'll see. But I don't know how he'll do without the Miami Heat, though. He'll definitely get a good payday, though. The Houston Rockets are the latest team to show interest in Paul George, per Mike Scotto. We've talked about teams that have shown interest. We've mentioned the Sixers in past videos, the New York Knicks. Well, the Houston Rockets now are apparently a team show interest. Per Mike Scotto, the Houston Rockets are big game hunting, and one of the many notable names on their radar is Paul George, league sources told Hoops Hype. George could potentially exercise his $48.8 million player option to facilitate a trade to his next destination, but currently the chances of Houston landing George are unlikely, sources said. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. That's probably a name they'd like to have, get a big name, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I don't know if that would help the Houston Rockets get to the level they want. But the young players went 41-41 last year. They got a good young team. But I think it's a perfect time to add some veteran players. But I think you might want to go against Miles, just not Paul George. So the Atlanta Hawks are willing to take Alex Sarr with the #1 overall pick, which may force the Wizards to trade up, per at Draft Express. End quote. NBA teams say the Hawks are indicating they could take Alex Sarr at #1, which some speculate might be more an attempt to force the Washington Wizards to trade up. the Hawks are just like trying to play chess. I think it's just a smokescreen to get more assets from the Wizards, and that would be a smart move if it worked. But this could be the pick at 1 makes sense, or Ricochet. I really think Zachary Ricochet might go 1, but Alex Starr could go at number 1 though. We'll see. The Spurs are showing interest in pairing Donovan Clingan with Victor Wembanyama per Draft Express. San Antonio has expressed increasing interest in Clingan as of late, even going as far as interviewing him in recent days to get to know him better. Some think this might be a case of the Spurs signaling to rivals that the number 4 pick is where they need to get to if they want to draft Clingan, as opposed to real interest in a fascinating Twin Towers lineup with the 7'3" UConn champion and the 7'5" Victor Wembanyama. That front court would be wild. Donovan Clingan and Victor Wembanyama, that would be insane. And this wouldn't be horrid. The spacing wouldn't be horrid. Clingan has potential with a jumper and he's still super young. We'll see though. Donovan Clingan's really good. He's one of their big pieces for UConn, along with a few other players in that team. Colin Sexton is a potential trade target for the Lakers per Draft Express. The Lakers likely will explore the trade market to see what type of veterans they can add to give LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and new coach JJ Redick the best chance of competing this season, with NBA names such as Dejounte Murray and Colin Sexton being battered around by rivals as possible targets. Oh yes, Colin Sexton. I mean, Colin Sexton is solid, but they need to aim higher, because LeBron James has a few good years left. I just don't think Colin Sexton moves the needle enough for him, but yeah, that's all the NBA I want to talk about. A lot more news than I was expecting, because I just did a news video yesterday. A lot more news today. I mean, it's really all I'm going to talk about here, so yeah, until next time I'm out. Peace.